Going to move on to the screen. I'm not going to dress this up. This is probably the most hardest part of the build because there's a lot of fine for soldering and stuff. But I've done quite a few of these over the years and I've picked up a few hints and tips, so hopefully we can get through this. You can see here we've got the fine pitch on the screen, 18 pins, same on the PCB. But we're going to start with, this one is a one I took off a previous build, so I've already tinned, but we'll just go over them again. Just want to tin both sides of the pins. Just want to rub some solder kind of along the length of the pin, just all the way along. Just make sure they've gone from, because it would originally be gold, like that sort of goldy colour. I want to turn them silver. Turn it over, do the other side. Just a little bit, you only want a tiny bit because we don't want to get any bridging. Just nice. So that's done. Screen is prepared, so now we just need to get into the PCB. Do the same on this really. We're just gonna wet them basically. Just go along like this and you won't get any bridging then. But you want like a tiny bit of solder. Because the less we have, the less likely we are going to cause any bridging later on. You are also going to need a multimeter just to do a bit of continuity testing to make sure we're not, like I say, bridging any pins. As we can see that. With the screen, it has to basically fit like this. We want it to go under. We want it to fit. The bottom of this lines up with the bottom of the PCB, the join. Just like that. So the way that I found to solder it is, usually I solder it like so half along the pins, but we're going to go right up against the pins, like so. And you want to kind of, they are marked 1 to 18 and 1 to 18 on the screen PCB. So what you want to do is you want to kind of get a few on, line it up. Just want to have a little bit of the pin showing just so you can see that you still are in the right place. Nice and square, because obviously if it's a little bit skew if the side when we put the screen on, it'll be skew if, and you can't really adjust for that in software. You can only adjust for left and right, up and down, square movements. So what we're going to do is just start by applying a bit of heat. So you just drag it over and you'll start to see it getting stuck down. Just keep going. You can kind of see it starting to get stuck down. You just go nice and gentle. And once it's soldered down, we'll just give it a quick go over with the continuity test. What I normally do is start on one pin, start with one pin, go to the next one, and then make sure we are in continuity mode. And you want to kind of go along. You will get some here. I've marked them up. These are the LED ones. So these obviously are all connected together. These are just the power for the LEDs. And there is 2 ground. I think there's 2 ground ones over here that should be connected. Let's have a look at this. No, it's not the ground ones. It's the ones next to it. There's 2 VCC pins that should be connected, which are. And then there's all the LEDs. These last 4 ones aren't actually connected to anything, so you don't really have to bother about them. They're for the if you use the touchscreen part of the thing. All the other pins are, there's basically ground. First one's ground. You got the ground ones here, and then there's ground, VCC, and then you got the LEDs, and all the ones in between are just the spy pins. So once that's on, you've got it on, you've got it secured. You flip it over, make sure it kind of sits right like that. And then also, whilst we're here, just to add a little bit of protection, we want to get a bit of Kapton tape, and we're going to cover up these exposed pins. Otherwise, they're short on the back of the. You'll just get some funky shorts later on. It's nothing life-threatening, but it's just part of your sound. Just want to get a bit of Kapton tape. Cover up these pins mainly really. With a bit of Kapton tape, so that when it folds over, because you've got the exposed back, we are going to use a bit of. I know we use a bit of double-sided tape once I know the screen actually is working. But yeah, that is it. That is it really. It's as simple as that. Just take your time. If you do get any bridging, you can always take the whole screen back off using a bit of hot air. And then we just get the hot air going and then just pull it off. They are quite resilient. This is actual PCB is actually made out of Kapton tape, similar to all the traces on it. They are quite resilient to heat because, like I say, I've took this off another board. I'll put it onto this board, and it'll still work. There you go.